Behind the green jackets and trophy cases lies a tormented life that few golf fans truly understand. At 76, Tom Watson lives with the weight of choices that built a legendary career but left deep personal scars. His lawyer recently revealed details about the golf icon's ongoing struggles with loneliness, family estrangement, and the price of greatness. Tom Watson stands as one of golf's true giants. 8 major championships, countless victories on the world's biggest stages, a name etched forever in golf history. But greatness often comes with hidden costs that only surface years later. Watson's story isn't just about perfect swings and clutch putts. It's about a man who battled demons that nearly destroyed him. Alcohol addiction, failed marriages, children who became strangers, and a public controversy that shattered his reputation as a leader. Today, we explore the complex reality behind one of golf's most respected figures. How did a champion golfer become isolated from those he loved most? What really happened during that infamous 2014 Ryder Cup disaster? And why does Tom Watson, despite all his success, face each day fighting loneliness? The answers reveal a deeply human story about sacrifice, regret, and the ongoing search for redemption. The battle within. Tom Watson has never hidden from his darkest chapter. His battle with alcohol addiction nearly cost him everything he had worked to build. In candid interviews, Watson admitted the painful truth about those difficult years. "I didn't like myself when I drank," Watson revealed. "I did stupid things." These weren't the words of someone making excuses. They came from a man confronting his failures head-on. Alcohol became Watson's escape from the pressure of professional golf. The constant travel, media attention, and expectation to perform created stress that seemed manageable on the surface. But beneath his calm exterior, Watson was drowning. The addiction affected every aspect of his life. Relationships suffered. Performance declined. The man who appeared so composed on television was falling apart in private. Watson's honesty about this period shows remarkable courage, especially for someone from his generation, when discussing mental health and addiction carried heavy stigma. Overcoming addiction required Watson to rebuild himself completely. He sought help, committed to sobriety, and began the long process of repairing damage to his relationships and career. But some wounds proved harder to heal than others. Watson also faced other personal challenges that tested his character. In 1990, he resigned from Kansas City Country Club over concerns about religious discrimination. Though he later rejoined the club, this episode demonstrated Watson's willingness to stand up for his principles, even when it cost him personally. These experiences shaped Watson into someone who understood struggle intimately. Success on the golf course couldn't protect him from life's hardest lessons, but they also revealed the strength that would carry him through even darker times ahead. A pattern of broken relationships. Watson's intense focus on golf excellence came with devastating personal costs. His drive to compete at the highest level consumed everything around him, including the relationships that mattered most. His first marriage to Linda Rubin lasted 25 years, from 1972 to 1997. They had 2 children together, but Watson's single-minded pursuit of golf greatness created distance that proved impossible to bridge. Watson later acknowledged his role in the marriage's failure with brutal honesty. "When you have the drive I had, you become selfish," Watson told The Guardian in 2009. "You spend a lot more time doing your profession, and that circle gets too big compared to the circle containing other things in your life that you have to take care of, your family, and so on." This selfishness led to estrangement from 2 of his children. The man who could navigate the most challenging golf courses in the world couldn't find his way back to his own kids. The price of greatness became measured not in trophies lost, but in relationships destroyed. Watson's second marriage brought hope for a fresh start. He married Hillary Watson in 1999. Gaining 3 stepchildren and what appeared to be a chance for redemption. This marriage lasted 20 years until Hillary's death in 2019. By all accounts, Watson found more balance during these years, learning from his earlier mistakes. But Watson's relationship struggles weren't over. In 2022, he married Leslie Ann Wade, but this union ended after just 3 months. Her serious illness prevented them from building the foundation needed for a lasting partnership. The brief marriage highlighted how life continued to present Watson with unexpected challenges. Most recently, in 2024, Watson married Dorothy Cohen, marking his 4th attempt at finding lasting companionship. Each marriage represents Watson's ongoing search for connection and his refusal to give up on love despite repeated setbacks. Today, Watson has 5 children total, 2 from his first marriage and 3 stepchildren from his second. But the complexity of these relationships, marked by years of estrangement and attempts at reconciliation, continues to shape his daily reality. For golf fans who want to catch every moment of the sport's biggest tournaments, platforms like FUBO make it easy to watch live coverage from anywhere. Whether it's the Masters, the Open, or the Ryder Cup, Fubo ensures you don't miss the drama that makes golf compelling. The 2014 Ryder Cup disaster. Watson's appointment as U.S. Ryder Cup captain in 2014 should have been a crowning achievement. At 65, he brought decades of experience and a legendary reputation to the role. Instead, it became one of the most controversial chapters in his career. From the beginning, questions surrounded Watson's selection. Many felt he was out of touch with the current generation of PGA Tour players. His traditional approach clashed with modern team dynamics and communication styles that younger players expected. The U.S. team's performance reflected these underlying tensions. Europe dominated the matches, winning decisively with a final score of 16.5 to 11.5. The loss was crushing enough, but what happened next damaged Watson's reputation far more than any scorecard could. Phil Mickelson, one of golf's most experienced players, chose the post-match press conference to launch a public attack on Watson's captaincy. With Watson sitting nearby, Mickelson criticized fundamental aspects of the team's preparation and strategy. Mickelson questioned Watson's controversial picks, particularly Webb Simpson's selection for the team. He also expressed frustration about his own exclusion from Saturday's play. Despite his extensive Ryder Cup experience, these decisions showed a captain who either didn't understand his players or didn't care about their input. More damaging was Mickelson's comparison to Paul Azinger's successful 2008 captaincy. Azinger had used a pod system that grouped players into smaller teams, creating better chemistry and communication. There were 2 things that allowed us to play our best that Paul Azinger did, Mickelson stated. One was he got everybody invested in the process. The implication was clear. Watson had failed to invest his players in the team's success. He had treated grown professionals like children, rather than partners in achieving a common goal. Watson's response showed both class and pain. He took full responsibility for the defeat while expressing disappointment over Mickelson's public criticism. Watson said he understood Mickelson's reaction in the moment, but was clearly hurt by the attack. This controversy highlighted deeper issues about leadership, communication, and respect in professional golf. Watson's generation valued hierarchy and deference to authority. Modern players expected collaboration and input into team decisions. The lasting impact on Watson's legacy cannot be understated. A man who had commanded respect throughout his career suddenly faced questions about his ability to lead and connect with others. Finding meaning in loneliness. Today, Tom Watson continues his search for peace and connection. At 76, he faces the reality that fame and achievement cannot shield anyone from life's fundamental challenges. Loneliness remains his daily companion, despite recent marriage and ongoing attempts to repair family relationships. Watson's story reflects struggles that many successful people face, but rarely discuss publicly. The single-minded focus required for greatness often comes at the expense of the relationships that provide life's deepest meaning. Success can become a prison when it isolates you from the people who matter most. But Watson's journey also demonstrates remarkable resilience. He has refused to let addiction, failed relationships, or public controversy define his entire legacy. Instead, he continues working to rebuild connections and find purpose beyond golf. His willingness to discuss his failures openly provides inspiration for others facing similar challenges. Watson shows that admitting mistakes and seeking help requires more courage than any golf shot ever could. The respect Watson still commands in the golf world speaks to his fundamental character. Despite personal struggles and professional controversies, he remains a figure worthy of admiration for his honesty about human frailty. Watson's late-life marriages show a man who hasn't given up on love or companionship. Each attempt represents hope that meaningful connection remains possible even after decades of disappointment. His story reminds us that everyone faces battles invisible to public view. The champions we admire from a distance deal with the same fears, regrets, and longing for acceptance that touch all human lives. Tom Watson's legacy extends far beyond golf trophies. He represents the complex reality of human achievement, extraordinary success mixed with ordinary struggles, public triumph shadowed by private pain, and the ongoing search for meaning that continues until our final breath. What do you think about Tom Watson's journey from golf legend to a man facing loneliness and regret? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about sports legends and their hidden struggles.